Do you love to quilt or want to find something creative to do and you just don't have the time? I've got a series that I put together that I think you'll love. Hi, I'm Angie with Cutting Edge Quilter. You may or may not know this about me, but I do work full-time, 40 hours a week, and I have for a really long time. And I work in an office space, and I wanted something. I started quilting because I wanted something to be creative. So that's why I ultimately started quilting. Now I do work 8 hours a day, so outside of the home. So I like, whenever I do quilting, I like little easy projects, little wins that I could do. Something that I could finish. I have made, as you can see in previous videos, king size quilts. Those took me a little while. I've made the queen size. I had to break it up into sections. So that's kind of what I'm going with my step-by-step plan that I have for this week. I wanted to make something simple and easy that people can do 15 minutes a day. Just spend 15 minutes a day in short projects, step by step, in like little chunks that you can do to make a quilt. And once you've made your first quilt, I know that it just feels like that you've done something that is a win for you. So that's the reason why I kind of come up with this step-by-step plan. And for the next 7 days, I'd like to show some videos that you can do to break down on how to make a quilt. We're just going to do a baby quilt. It's going to be a simple baby quilt, simple blocks, things like that. So I want to teach you every day one step that you can do in order to make that quilt. So to make your first quilt, hopefully. Here's the plan that I come up with, and each day we'll do something different. For tomorrow, what I would like to do is just get started, showing how to, what tools you need, basic tools, things, that you would need to get started on the quilt, and then kind of stop there. Just do one step per day. Next day, I'd like to talk about choosing your first project. So we'll go over the project that I have in mind and see if that works for you guys. And if you want to do it with me or just find a project of your own, then we'll talk about that on the second day. On step 3 is just understanding the quilting techniques. So we'll dive into things like sewing, pressing, things like that. So just the technique part of it. Step 4 would be we've talked about the sewing straight seams, things like that. And step 4 will be just assembling the quilt top. So we'll make all of those blocks and we'll assemble them together to make an actual top. Step 5, so that would be the next day, is actually quilting the quilt. I do have a long arm, but my plan is to just do this on my sewing machine. So just my regular, I have a baby lock sewing machine, and so that way I can kind of show you just an easy meander. I know I talked about it with that one up here, that little quilt block. I just did a meander around the edges. So that's probably what we'll do. Just something simple and easy that doesn't take much to get your quilt done. Next step will be binding the quilt. I'll show you how I bind the quilt. I like it super simple, super easy. So hopefully this way, I know binding kind of is a little bit scary, trying to get everything to match, but I like to make it as simple as possible. So I'll show you my process for doing that, to making it super simple for that. Then the last day, we'll just celebrate your first quilt. We'll talk about the process, we'll talk about how long it takes, we'll talk about sharing ideas for how to display your quilt, or you can give it away. So however you want to do it, we'll talk about that on the very last day, and we'll show the quilt. So we're going to wrap up the series by just celebrating the completion of your first quilt, or it could be your 100th quilt. Just something simple and easy. Like I said, I'm trying to make this to where, especially people that work outside the home or have kids or something, we can just break it down in chunks. Something that we could all do together. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's get this started. I'll start my first video tomorrow. And comment down below if you're going to start this with me or just follow along. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that way you can see every day the progress that we're making on our quilt. Thanks for watching. Happy quilting.